Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology. Today we're going to be taking a look at Arizona Mills, a huge mall located in Tempe, Arizona. And as you can see here, it is not dead. This is actually a mall that a lot of people have requested that I cover because it's actually a busy mall. We'll take a quick look at the map here and you can see, like I mentioned, this mall is huge. As far as I know, this is the biggest mall in Arizona. Now, like the name implies, Arizona Mills is one of the original 18 Mills malls, and they called them landmark centers when they built them, and that's a good name for them because they are huge. And I'm sure you've seen on a lot of videos on the internet, a lot of the original Mills malls are suffering, but as you'll see in this one is really busy. This was actually filmed on a Saturday night between 8 and 9 p.m., so close to closing time, and Mark and I were shocked at how busy it was. This mall is divided up into like neighborhoods is what they call them, and they all have different flooring. Like you can see this one has carpet, which I think is always a poor choice for flooring in a mall. You'll see as the video continues, each of these sections, or neighborhoods as they call them, have different flooring and a different aesthetic to them. It was really a nice change of pace to be in a busy mall. That hasn't happened in a while, and I haven't been in a mall in a long time on a Saturday night, and this is kind of what I remember it being when I was a teenager. It's just a lot of people walking around, milling around, people hanging out. Not giant trampolines, though, that I don't remember. Fake Dippin' Dots machine, I don't like those. This mall has lots of neon, too, which I like. You'll see that throughout the video. There's also a lot of clearance centers and outlet centers amongst the national retailers that are at this mall, like this Nike clearance store is an example. Before the video goes too much further, I want to give a shout out to Chess King, who is the artist that produced the music you're listening to in this video. It's from the album Ski Trip, which is a personal favorite of mine. I have it on cassette tape and I listen to it quite a bit. I'll put some links and stuff down in the description below if you want to take a look at some of Chess King's music. And here's some more of that neon lighting, and with the ceilings being huge in this mall, it's only one story, but the ceilings are big. There's a lot of interesting like ceiling fixtures like this one throughout the mall. This mall also has a mini Legoland, which was closed at this point. I think it had closed an hour earlier. And it also has a Life Aquarium, which it also just closed when we got there. We could see some of the fish, though, through this window. Oh, look, there's one taking a nap. And see, here's another neighborhood, and it looks totally different. I don't remember if this one originally looked like this. I will admit it had been a very long time since I had been to Arizona Mills, and I know parts of it had been changed and adjusted since Simon took over ownership and management of the mall, which looks like they seem to be doing a decent job since it's super busy on a Saturday night. You can't say that for a lot of other malls in the area. And right there is a Toys R Us outlet, which I actually covered in a previous video. It's now having its liquidation sale, but it wasn't liquidating yet when I covered it. This mall opened in 1997, and this neighborhood or section or whatever looks like what they thought the future would look like in the late 90s. Kind of cracks me up. That store cracks me up too, Gift Tech. I'm starting to see a lot of those like RC and drone stores pop up in malls lately. Very professional filming there with my hand popping up on camera. But I was pointing at that really cool Lego display with a Legoland being here. There's a Lego display near the food court, which that's what we're looking at right here is the food court. And it's actually pretty big. But we'll take a closer look at that Lego sculpture here in a second. I'm a sucker for stuff like this. I loved Legos when I was a kid. Here's a little bit more information on this particular Lego sculpture. It's a lot of Legos, 45,000 Legos just for the barrel cactus. Here's a closer look at that barrel cactus I was talking about. If you ask my mom, she would probably tell you I had 45,000 Legos when I was a kid. I love this tortoise too. Man, that makes me want to play with some Legos. Now here's a closer look at the food court itself. But you can see it's pretty much fully occupied. It's not super busy because like I mentioned it was getting close to closing time at this point, but this is still pretty impressive for close to closing on a Saturday night. This mall also has a very large arcade, Tilt Studio. This was a GameWorks when it opened originally, but now it's Tilt Studio, and we'll cover this in a more in-depth video in the future. Something else I wanted to show is that this mall has a convenience store in it, which is actually kind of cool because we needed to get some drinks after walking around about halfway through the mall. And we also found an f.y.e. I didn't know f.y.e.s existed anymore. I thought they were all gone, but here one is, and this was cool to see again. Here's a closer look inside. I looked later on and found that there's actually 2 f.y.e.s left in Arizona. This location in Tempe, and then there's one in Tucson. Man, did this bring back a lot of memories being in a mall record store on a Saturday night. Nutty Professor on Blu-ray, only a few bucks. There was actually a pretty good selection of stuff here. Before we head out the door, we'll take a look at some of the vinyl they have. Here's a Rue 21, but I believe that's an outlet. That's another retailer that's really struggling right now, and maybe if I get enough requests, I'll cover that one in a video, but that one might be kind of hard to cover. I'm pretty sure these wood floors are original to when the mall opened. I remember these being here when I was a teenager. And look, there's a real Dippin' Dots, not a fake-ass Dippin' Dots machine. That's cool. I was happy to see that. I'm pretty certain this tile mosaic is original to the mall as well. I remember this being here when I was a kid. I'm glad they didn't get rid of that, because that always stood out to me. I like mosaics. And there's the obligatory Wetzel's Pretzels, but funny story, that's not the only Wetzel's Pretzels in this mall. Here's another interesting ceiling fixture with neon lighting. I like this one too because I'm a big fan of blue neon lights. Looks like there's a strip out there though. That's unfortunate. Here's a wall of Coke, and that's funny because that would have a completely different meaning if you're watching Scarface. That's a huge framing for some vending machines, really, though. And then, I'm not sure if this Hippies RS is coming or going, but it cracked me up that they'd had the family shopping poster below Hippies RS. It's awesome. Hippies RS is like a head shop, I guess chain now, because I've seen them pop up in a couple local malls. And this was interesting too. We've got Karma here, and there's another store called Guest List. These are not national chains that I'm familiar with. Starting to see these VW bus skill crane things in a lot of malls too. Now that's a cool light fixture. And there's the second Wetzel's Pretzels in this mall. And there's actually a third one. There's a Wetzel's Pretzels kiosk. I don't think I got footage of it, but it's also there. It's like the same size as the Dippin' Dots one. That's amazing. 3 Wetzel's Pretzels in this mall. That gives you an idea of how big it is. Oh man, look at that blue neon lighting. I love that. I like this section too because we'll take a look here in a minute. The ceiling's actually painted to look like clouds, and it looks pretty cool during the day when you can see lights through that skylight. Unfortunately, we're here at night, so you can't see that, but that's something I remember from being a teenager as well, as how cool that looked during the day. Starting to get towards the end of our video tour of Arizona Mills Mall, so just want to thank you for watching, and also if you've got any memories of Arizona Mills Mall, let me know what those are down in the comments below. Damn, I love that blue neon. But I'm going to leave you with the sounds of a busy mall on a Saturday night. Thanks for watching. Want to see your name here? Head on over to patreon.com/retailarchaeology to find out how you can help support the channel. Hey, thanks for checking out my little video tour of Arizona Mills Mall in Tempe, Arizona. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and also follow at the social media links there, because that's the best way to keep up with what's going on with the channel. Also, if you have a minute, check out one of these other episodes of Retail Archaeology. And as always, thanks for watching.